All right, everybody. After such an exciting match, we're back for the Mappool showcase. And to the cast today, I welcome the boys one more time, Half Slash and Legless. How's it going?
What's up? I bet you're very tired right now, Azer.
You can probably hear that.
Yep. I can't believe that we're like more than halfway through the tournament already, but you know, whatever. What's up, Half?
What's up? What's up? I'm excited for some of these matches, or the maps we're gonna see, and the matches we'll see played on them. So, cause this pool is, I think, when things really get spicy, right? You thought last week was like you saw a couple weird things. No. This is where we go off the rails a little. So
That's what we said last week, and that's what we're gonna say next week.
I'm going to say, or rather, I'm going to admit that this was probably the hardest pool to balance, would you say? Like, this took a very long time to get right. We needed a lot of swaps around the surrounding rounds. There's just so much weird stuff going on. There's a map that was literally just mapped like 4 days ago or something. Like there were some changes needed here, and I think we landed everything properly.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. Things might look a little weird, but whatever. It's like you're in Corsace. You think you're used to that by now. So.
Yeah, and while we continue, while we continue talking about the structure of the pool, any balance stuff, let's just get into No Mod 1. Let's listen to some good music, because, as always, there's not much to say. Let's get into No Mod 1. It's going to be Tsuki Akari.
Wow, a song that has been mapped in Osu before. I could not have seen this one coming at all.
Okay, but could you have seen the mapper coming? Like, this is let's see. I think mapper name is gonna list something like My Angel Watame. Okay,
yeah,
everyone knows this to be Lollycore, right?
Fine lady.
I do know who that is.
Yeah. Like X Lollycore Dash. I don't remember. It was something like that.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Anyways, so like before he turned into a YF BMP fanatic / tech mapper, my man Lolly here was known for making like the jump maps of the jump maps. The guy like had to pull his difficulty range down from like 8 stars when I first met him to the more like reasonable 7 and 6 stars. So I told him, hey, you remember how to map anime, right? So that's exactly what I had him do here. So
is this from an anime? I forgot.
I don't know, man. It all sounds the same. But yeah, this is No Mod 1. This is definitely more raw aim focused than last week. Last week I think had a couple more streams for some people weren't too fond of. This one just has jumps. It has comfortable jumps, lots of them, big ones, 200 BPM. So nearly 7.1 stars with that. Big jumps.
I thought there was a stream somewhere in this map that was kind of big. I forgot though.
I mean, is 3 notes big?
You're calling me out.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, man.
Oh, dude. This is even the original song that was mapped in the original map from like 4 years ago.
Okay. That's probably the biggest stream right there. I saw like 5 notes, I think. Oh no! 7. Oh.
Guys, can we break the record?
Oh man.
Shoutouts to this cool SS replay, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Nissan.
Probably one of the only No Mod 1, probably like the only slot we can reasonably expect SS replays from anyone at this point.
Hey, we saw an SS match just now, dude.
Yeah, that was insane. I think just every other map is just at this stage at a high difficulty that I don't think it's like you're gonna see a couple of good FCs, of course. We got some pretty good players on the showcase team, but I mean nothing's even close to an SS. So probably gonna be the last one of the tournament in the replay showcase at least. So shoutouts to that.
Man, I don't know what the context of the song is, but whatever. Sexy male vocals. Do you say Aika would be proud?
Yes. Yeah, these jumps are, yeah, they're big.
Wow!
Like looking at them, I'm like, wow, these jumps are big.
It still
That's
just
like
looks
the
like
only
a
thing
pretty
to say.
comfortable map, though. So
Yeah, I mean, accessible.
I think
Yeah.
we're definitely still at the stage. Again, one more thing that I think is probably only true for No Mod 1 is we're still at the stage where we can reasonably accept some amount of FCs on this from like the majority of the teams. I think everything else in this pool, that is just simply not the case. So
This is
here
going
you
to
go.
get forward.
Here's your aim consistency pick that like has reasonable like expectancy to be not SS but at least FC'd, right? So
Yeah. So, on to our No Mod 2. Fiery said in chat, will this map be under 200 BPM? It's not under 200 BPM, but it's not over 200 BPM because it is 200 BPM. We got the great anime song, My Heart Will Go On by Dragon Force.
what is this background, dude?
This
Yeah,
is
Dragon Force.
This is the background special. Coming in hot for No Mod 2 this run, we have now Tamori, renowned throughout all of Osu for having the dumbest backgrounds possible. So,
Do you know what he
Make no
said?
mistake.
Do you know what he said as to why he chose this background?
no, what did he say?
He said the song is from the song is from a movie where the ship sinks, so he used ship girls.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyways, so
Wait, it's
You know,
that song. What the hell?
So No Mod 2, like we have gone up by exactly 0.5 stars since, or rather, no, sorry, yeah, 0.5 stars since 0.05 stars since last week. And the main reason for that is we kept the BPM the same. So where's the difficulty coming from? It's coming from the length. This one, unlike last week, is less about pure aim and instead kind of incorporates the aim from last week along with some stamina requirements. So can't stream 200 for a decent amount of time, you might have some issues with this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the previous rounds, even when we saw the top teams play, the No Mod 2 was one of the more popular picks, but just about everyone who missed on anything at all on that pick, they were all missing on the aim parts of it, right? So I was kind of just wondering how this pick changes that, or if it does at all, right? So far, it just seems just to be a lot more about just pure stamina. Just all of these streams, just barely any breaks between all of them, right? This is pretty high paced, fast paced, let's say.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got, some song dependent, right? Some songs they don't have that many streams, but they have like lots of them that are shorter, which is kind of what last week's was about, and thus like jacking them up to the like aim stream farm sort of a thing, it makes a lot more sense. This one, it's Dragon Force songs, it's a power metal, like there is streams all over the place here, so it kind of suits the more like long stream sort of a deal.
10 out of 10 song choice.
Here's your Western, right? Like,
Yeah,
Dragon
dude.
Force.
If the ship girls were there to see the Titanic, they'd wonder why they time travel 30 years to the past.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that was a
Gaming.
story about a sinking ship, sung by Dragon Force in yeah, sure, whatever. Let's just move on. Let's go over to No Mod 3, which might be a little bit of a familiar song to some, as this exact song has been used in a slot in a tournament. It wasn't really planned. But here's Stoic Hypothesis by Asilica.
Hypothesis.
Whatever.
I don't blame you. You've been talking for like 2 hours already.
No. So the reason is I'm French, so I can pronounce things
Oh.
however I like.
Oh, okay.
Well, in French it would be like hypothèse, right?
Hypothèse.
Yeah, because you're Quebecois, yeah, right.
Yeah. Alright, so this is about the stage, I'd say, where the tech maps start to get unplayable. Not literally, of course, as we're seeing, it is being played properly on stream here. But essentially, they said, like, some people I think may have thought, 185 BPM is a little high for the tech pick in quarterfinals. Alright, so we dropped it down, like, next round. In return, you get some really, really whack aim control. Like, this has this has irregular groupings. This has, like lots of snaps between some of the stream parts, like stream sections. It's got the whole gamut here. And of course, you've got some wax sliders to aim in between all of that. So, Asilica, it's not going to be anywhere near your standard tech map. This is bizarre.
I will say something that is probably obvious by now is that in relation to most other Nomad 3s that we've had, which were more about slider aim, this one does have a significantly more finger control aspect present, right? Or like rhythm complexity a little bit. Like there isn't any weird like rhythm snapping, but a lot of the rhythm in the song is not that intuitive, and the map really reflects that. I think a solid reason for that to be here is, as you'll see, most of the slots that usually have this kind of thing are going to have less of that this week, so this is kind of a little bit where it's being made up.
Pretty much. Map's whack.
There's the ranked one by Fairy, right? That's ranked. Is that the other tournament map?
Yeah, that one was
done
made
for Maple Cup.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
It was done for Maple Cup, yep. And
Yeah,
it
so
was chosen because, like, you could always be like, oh, yeah, we chose this song first, but we didn't upload it. No one knew about it, so they chose it. Blah, blah. But who cares? Like,
it's just a good song that everyone just collectively chose, right? So it's just kind of how it be sometimes when you have to keep things in a wrap for like several months, right? So, but yeah, so any Canadian players are probably going to be pretty familiar with this. Let's move on now to the Nomad alt pick. Let's get into Imperial Parade by Atalanta.
Dude, this is a weird song. Kinema 106 does really weird songs. I should actually follow them. They're a pretty interesting band.
Oh,
I haven't really heard any of their music in the last like 5 or 6 years or something.
There was that one song in Close. The hard rock one by Lusky.
Oh, it could have been, yeah.
Crazy psycho lesbian, also weird.
I mean, with a song name like that, right? What else could you guess? Anyways, so this one is mapped by Atalanta. You've seen them before. They have mapped alt maps before. You probably just haven't seen them like this. So here we dropped the BPM down. It was 155 last week, 140 this week. That means we've also jacked up the stream lengths in general. So you've got chains of like 9 to 16 notes or so, just doing all kinds of whack stuff. The aim involved in some of these streams has also, gone up a pretty decent amount. Before it's like, oh yeah, you just had a jump here and there, or like just generally high spacing. Here you've got way more frequent jumps in between stuff. So
some of these long chains are brutal, like legit.
I will say this is apparently single tappable, according to test plays. So, I guess if you just have, infinite 280, so I guess here we'll see it, right?
That's pretty great.
This is a map where I think single tapping might actually help. Like I personally would do this back in the day. 140 is stamina-able.
I mean, no comment. Anyways. Yeah, this is, we're definitely progressing in the more whack direction as far as spacing goes. Later stages tend to do that. Star rating for this is actually very similar to last week's, so not very much of a mechanics increase there.
It's just more brutal. It's just more consistently brutal. RSI moment. Yeah, this is how I got RSI. Feels bad, man.
I'm kind of liking this a lot, though. Like, I think considering the mapper is Atalanta, I think you could reasonably expect some of the patterns to be a lot crazier than this in terms of aim control. But I think it kind of has this nice little like middle ground between like a conventional alt pick and like a more modern alt pick. I think most of the aim control difficulty is just going to come to all of these like double patterns you have to snap, right? So everything else is quite standard.
Brutal.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Okay, so last week Nomad 5 was not the most popular pick. I think people thought it was very, very hard, which it was. It was definitely a solid speed check. let's take a look at what the follow-up to that is. It's going to be Toy Box by Omfin. This is fast. This is really fast.
Banger alert! Banger alert! Banger alert!
Oh yeah. Alright, so, you know, many of you may not know Omfin as a mapper, but Omfin is in fact a mapper. He is, I think, mainly known as a speed player. So I said, hey, you know what, let's get a speed player to make a speed pick. That's what we did. No mod 5, you know, like, you know, it's not generally just about, like, the raw speed here, in terms of, like, what the BPMs are, but we decided we'll go on the higher side and we'll just, not have too many long, notes, pretty much. This is pretty much, alright, how much can you actually spam, like, quints, 9 bursts, triples, like, triples into singles, etc., with a little bit of aim sprinkled in between. That's pretty much what this is doing. Nothing too crazy, like, not too many, single tap checking parts in this. It's more of, like, just pure bursts, like, lots of them.
Yep. Man, like, I'm actually also surprised that Bite You Death worked on this. I thought he was just like a PP mapper, but apparently he can make very good, weird speed picks.
Well, alright, basically Omfin got like halfway through or something and was like, hey, BYD, can you finish this? And so I think he was just like, yeah, sure. You know, he just picked it up, you know?
Damn, actual mark of talent.
I mean, look, if you can understand the style, you know, all there is to it. Speed picks, generally, it's all about the song anyway, more so than, like, the actual mapping. Usually the mapping is really standard, so...
Yeah, it's either high BPM speed core from rhythm games, or it's from or it's metal.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love mashcore.
All right, man. Well, we got you, bro. We got you.
Let's not spoil.
I meant this pick, dude. I mean,
oh, okay. Well, we got more coming up. You guys have no idea where it's gonna be.
Oh boy.
Well, there's that. Another very hectic pick. There's a lot of these picks have been really, really like dense in difficulty. They just like never let up and just be like an onslaught of difficulty until the end.
I think this is a solid skill check. Like the speed required for this, just the fact that it's pretty lengthy as well. Like it maybe it's not that long, like map wise. Like it's only like 2.5 minutes, but it's so fast that it just happens for so long, and there weren't really any breaks during that, right? So lots of I think lots of potential for teams to abuse skill cap on that map, I would say. One last
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing hella applies to the No Mod 6 though. Maybe we should get into that.
Oh yeah, so here's No Mod 6. It is a map by Hypersight. It's Dracophobia. This is pretty internally this was kind of polarizing in terms of difficulty. We weren't sure if it was too hard or too easy. Like a lot of people play this very differently. But the song is something else. It's pretty hard to keep track of things going on, but I think this tends to, I would say this points a little bit to speedier players. Like there is a decent amount of skill check here, not skill check, but there's a decent amount of speed check in here. Some of the bursts can be quite fast, as you're seeing them a lot, right? So not as much of like a rhythm, like weird snap type thing this week. This is just a pretty fast song with a lot of bursts, and the time signature is Gunga fucked.
So let's talk about. Here's some history on this one. So Hypersight, you know, he's new to Corsace this year. And he put up, basically we have an application form that says it's like, oh, you know, people can list their preferences or whatever. He said, oh, just throw anything at me, and I will, I'll map it. And I'm like, all right. So we took the most fucked up song we could find that we wanted to use, and we tossed it at him. And my man was he had to cope. I will say, like, there's a reason the diff name is something like, "Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared." Like, that was him mapping this. Like, so he got the challenge, but Hypersight, you know, he's a community choice winner, usually known for really standard stuff. This is relatively simple as far as like mapper style complexity. It's just the song is just bonkers. So that's where the difficulty is coming from.
He's coping, molding, and seething. Man, Kame no Tsukasa and its crazy music theory, man. You can't, like, it's hard to find someone who goes as crazy as he does, other than, like, Frums. Jeez.
Yeah, it's still, like, I don't think it's, like, nearly as crazy as, like, a From song would be. Like, you can still kind of understand what's going on, just very poorly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the map itself isn't, like, that complicated, honestly. Like, it's not too out there. I think this is a fairly accessible No Mod 6 for most teams. At least compared to, I think the current week, we saw No Mod 6 Hella Deep being banned quite a lot. And the next week, too, I think is going to have a lot of bans. But, you know, we'll get to that. We'll get to that next week. But let's wrap up the No Mod ones now. Let's get into Hidden. Let's talk some aim control awkward aim with Mordred. Let's take a look at Hidden 1.
Oh, hey, I know I know a really old unranked map of this song. Yeah, I just remembered it was this one. Wow,
Yes.
it's like everything we expected. It's weird jumps that go across the entire screen in classic Mordred style, with a lot of structure and good eye candy. Man, I love Mordred's aesthetics. Like, they're so good. I don't understand how they're so good.
Yeah, so you guys like your pattern spam, right? Here we have your pattern spam. This is as pure as it gets in that regard, right? Like, you like geometry, you like breaking apart squares, rhombuses, trapezoids all combining together. Like, you know, get the diagrams out, kiddos. Like, we got you an awkward aim map with all of that. So this one has a bit of raw aim difficulty scattered throughout. It's kind of what's pushing the SR so high and close to No Mod 1. But there is plenty of awkward aim here. Density's not as crazy as last week's, despite AR being the same. This is only 190 BPM. Yeah, there's not much else to it. Like, it's kind of the map, right?
Dude, is it just me or is the difficulty name the same as the No Mod 4?
No, they're very similar, but there's a big difference between
right
kneeling before and worshiping. Like, very big.
That's true.
I mean, basically the same. Like, just grovel. Like, look at this. Can we talk about the background? Like, that girl in the background, just like that pose, right? Just that's the grovel. That she's asking for, you know, the Sims to grovel. So that's kind of what's going on here.
I only simp for that freaking guitar, dude. That is a sick guitar.
Oh man,
It's kind of weird.
yeah.
I don't know, but if
anyway.
we're going to talk about diff names, can we talk about how weird it is these mappers just keep putting Corsace in the diff names for whatever reason?
Yeah, why are
What
we...
does that even mean?
What is Corsace, bro?
Hey, Omar! Can you answer that?
Man, I am definitely getting the nostalgic vibe from some of these patterns being used, though. I remember, like, I would play, like, this is taking me back to some of the, like, patterns used in some of the symmetry-based maps that were just, like, people would just be like, yeah, well, whatever is fine as long as it's symmetrical, so... Some of those are featured here. This is really cool.
All right, I think is this the final Ki? I lost track. There's a stream in the last Ki that I was like, wait, what? I bet a lot of people are actually gonna choke.
It'll be fine.
The classic Mordred one too.
Dude, man, if my 1-2s were like this, like, I'd be really happy, honestly.
True.
It's worth noting this is a pretty lengthy pick. It's the one of the longer picks in the pool. There's the slider.
Left.
I've never seen this one before. Have you guys never seen this before? Super
Never
original.
seen it. Yep.
Crazy. But yeah, that about wraps up Hidden One. It's about exactly what you'd expect. And that's a fantastic thing. The map seems very well structured. Here's a song that some people might not know exists and are now going to be very glad they know exists. Let's get into Hidden 2 by Uber Faz. Elemental Creation by Kamome Sano. Check this out. This is kind of cool.
This has got to be the weirdest remix I've ever heard in my life. First he goes swing a jazz mode, and then he goes something else later on. You'll hear. I didn't know this song existed. Like, I don't know where it is. Like, we're rhythm game players. I don't know where this is from.
It's from Sound Voltex.
This was in Sound Voltex? What?
Yeah, it was added in Sound Voltex about a year ago.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah. So, anyways, we heard you guys like bigger circles and stream aim, so here we're delivering. This one contrasts a bit from last week's in that it's not quite as stamina heavy in terms of like you're not really hitting repeated like shorter streams back to back. This is more about like you just have these really whack streams that you have to handle. Oh, and also this is swing, by the way. So
yeah,
you're basically playing the equivalent of 192.
The fact that there's like the patterns themselves look not that intimidating, but the fact that they're swing is going to mess with a lot of people. I think it's not a very common thing to see maps done like this. I think this might be one of the harder picks of the round.
Yeah.
And here's the funny song change.
Definitely. I mean, yeah. And here, yeah. This is when it pretends to be speedcore for a little bit. And by the way, no, these are actually fast. Like 1/8 bursts on 128 BPM are fast. That's 256. So you shouldn't have any issues with actual speed gate though. Like if you're not comfortable with the BPM, just like you should be able to still tap it. They're short. It's like triples, quints, like all stacked. So and not in between jumps. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this one, so it is definitely going to be a trickier pick.
Yeah, big fan of that one. I think. I do believe this is probably going to be one of the less accessible picks though in the round. Like I said, I think this requires a pretty not super niche skill set, but to be able to be comfortable in everything present in that map, I think is going to be a challenge to field 4 players that are able to play that stuff well. So again, might see a lot of bans for this one, but I hope not. The song is kind of a banger.
Rhythm game players unite.
All right,
yeah.
So here's you'll never guess, like me, low AR player with the low AR hidden pick. This is my favorite pick easily of this round. This is absolutely mental. Let's see Hidden 3 by LMT. On take, son. This is amazing.
Man, Sampling Masters Mega, also known as wait, what's his name again? I forgot his name already.
Oh, great. Well, will you figure that out? Let me talk about the objects here. So, LMT is like, he just didn't feel like making stream map consideration, I guess. So, we've been seeing him a lot in Hidden. We saw him in Hidden in an earlier round, and here we're seeing him in Hidden again. We're hitting you with the, flow aim density check. This is kind of like Koibumi 2000 style low AR pick. So, it's just, it's AR8 instead of AR6. This is really dense. It is also flow aim oriented. Some people will have an easier time single tapping this if you can actually single those chains. Otherwise, if you're an alternator player, you just do what you gotta do. Like, still plenty easy to do that. But definitely on the flow aim side, probably going to be a lot more niche than last week's in that regard, and kind of similar sort of sense as the round of 16 Hidden 3. Yeah, not exactly a linear aim contest, though, for sure.
One thing that, should probably be obvious now that we've seen a couple of patterns. To me, the first thing this was, like, immediately reminiscent of is, like, really old, like, AR6 Tycho maps. And it, like, replicates that in a modern way, like, so perfectly. I think this map, even though it looks pretty hard because of the AR and everything, like, the patterning requires a lot of aim control. It is so comfortable and so fun to play. This is... This is a fucking amazing pick.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I did reference the map here, the AR6 OD6 map Koibumi 2000. Also kind of like, I guess, the other one, Saitama 2000, like all the 2000 Taiko maps.
Yeah.
Classics, rhythm game classics. I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't an only circle map, but like you put in a couple sliders, and I was like, you could totally do without those sliders, man.
All right.
Make it an all circle map. Come on.
Okay, but is anyone else feeling a little hungry after that? Like, I saw those kebabs and they looked good. Like,
So halal mode.
okay, I guess so. All right, perfect. Looks like we're on to the Hard Rocks then. We have I believe this is actually a featured artist. We have Zekai no Juliet, by Fuki.
Damn, these hit sounds are loud.
Yeah. So Hard Rock 1, nothing too crazy. Actually, this one will look a little weird. It is a little bit of an SR drop by like what 0.2 from Nomad 1. So it's slow aim time. Like this one has a couple of weird like space bursts and some slightly longer streams that have some spacing to them, but nothing too crazy. Except for that, of course. Yeah, that comes up multiple times. That's kind of the main reason why this is such lower SR than Nomad 1. It's not all jumps. Last week's streams were a lot more on the comfy side. These are not really. They're definitely a factor here. At 180 BPM, you know, you have some big screen spacing that you have to deal with. So, drawing requirements definitely higher. Definitely a stage up from last week's. So.
Yeah, I think one thing that I guess is a little bit of a spoiler, but I think this was meant to have a little bit more elements that are simply just aim. We're kind of squeezing in a lot of the elements that we would normally put in Hard Rock 2 as like a filler thing into this one. So this is going to have a little bit more aim, maybe not aim control, but a couple more like, I guess, active rhythm, a little bit more streams. It's not just pure aim.
Yeah. The first version of this map was like way too easy for the round, right? Or was it in a different round? I wasn't there around for that, so.
No, dude, like, yeah, that was the first version. It was like way too easy. Yep.
It was like I had it, like when I looked at the map, I had it, and I was like, why is this in this round? This shit is 6 stars, like, bruh.
Yeah. Well, anyways, about the mapper, we actually had a map from this mapper before. They're currently named Hammy My Rammy, but they used to be named Revo, which is probably a more, you know, memorable name, honestly. So they mapped something in round of 32. It was the Free Mod 3, the Pup song. So they were here.
Shoutouts to TJ for supplying the replay. She recently joined us on the team to do Hard Rock.
Yeah, we'll be seeing more. We'll be seeing more of TJ. Don't worry. Like,
Nodders.
Other than that, though, yeah, getting some FA representation here. Yeah, we're good.
I just realized there's basically only like 4 people that did replays this week.
Yep.
Actually, no, we have a couple more. Never mind.
Some cultured conversation about the background going on in chat right now. Yes, she is a ghost. No way. I've seen like 3 maps use this background. They really like their dead person buried under a tree. The song has nothing to do with Toho too, which is really funny.
Okay, that's how you know it has the Hard Rock 1 aesthetic.
True. There's that one.
All right, so the newest addition to this pool now, Half/1. Why don't you talk us a little bit about Hard Rock 2?
All right, so we like we alluded to, we had to shift a couple things around to make us semifinals work, and so we unfortunately did have to bin a map to do that. A certain mapper named Yaspo freed up, and so I'm like, hey, can you speed map this track for us? We need it in like 4 days, and he's like, yup, I'm free. So that's what he was working on, presenting Ifrit by Nush. We are hitting you guys with the epic orchestral Hard Rock 2.
Thank you, Real Lazy.
Thank you, Real Lazy. Yes. So maybe you didn't see too many sliders, I guess, in the tech map. So we made sure we're gonna hit you guys with the sliders. We have like 126 BPM, nothing too crazy. Yeah, we had to get the sliders in somewhere. So intro, this thing ramps up, but you know, we really get those epic, like big, like, you know, violins and orchestral stuff going on. Got a bit of aim control involved here in the form, some of it in the form of snap aim, some of it's in the form of flow aim. You guys have fun with that. 126 BPM though, so it shouldn't be too crazy.
Dude, this is like music that they put in like like a League of Legends compilation video.
This is boss fight music, dude.
Yes. Also, make sure you play the epic difficulty. Legendary is the unfinished pre-nerf version that is probably grand finals tier once finished. But anyways, that's the shout out there. Yeah, no, it's yeah, we got sliders. They are tick rate too, so you do need to hang on. But again, it's 126 BPM, so just pay attention and you should be fine. The shapes themselves aren't too weird.
I love Yaspo. Okay, seriously though, like, but Osu needs more like music that you just wouldn't expect to be in Osu whatsoever. This is definitely one of them, like epic orchestral music.
There's been a couple. There's always been a couple like songs like this big map, but I think they're always from like
like 2 Steps
games,
from Hell.
anyways. No, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not going to see a lot of like the Western orchestral stuff. It's always like game soundtrack from like some weeb source. Although I'm not sure if this is from like Hollow Knight or something.
I don't know where it's from.
I forgot where the song is from, but I know it's from like that type of game like that. I forgot.
What if it's? Oh, is it actually from a game? I thought it didn't sound like it.
I believe so. Unless I'm thinking of a different song. We cycled a couple of songs for this slot, right? So I'm not quite sure. I believe it's from Hollow Knight.
We will interrogate the DJ real easy.
Okay, he says it's not. I'm just wrong. Ignore me.
Okay.
Well, something that is certainly not from Hollow Knight. Let's get into Hard Rock 3 by Errol. Ooh. Give Me a Nightmare. This is a good song.
This is a ranked map, right?
It does, yes. And we were getting sniped in this round. There's a ranked map by Dudamish, but anyways, this one's better. So just stay focused. Okay, so background. So this is Alice Shack song, and thing about Alice Shack and the Magic Orchestra is they kind of develop their own like language, so to actually sing it. So this is no exception to that. So when I asked Errol to make this, I said, "Hey Errol, I need you to go find a song that's in this BPM range, and I need you to make a Cloyd type beat." So he actually, his first song was actually DJ Tona's song, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, I found the real Cloyd type beat," but it was already mapped. It's by Cloyd.
That's so a little, little too successful.
Yeah, a little too successful. So Captain hooked us up with this song, and you know, we had him mapping this. He liked it so much, he like made a full set in like 3 days. So I expect this to go for rank sometime soon. Oh, right, about the map. Pretty standard as far as precision picks go. Linear aims, got some rhythm difficulty here and there. CS 5.2 though. We wanted to make sure, you know, precision junkies get their fix. Watch out for the streams. That's pretty much all I got on that one. So.
I mean, if this was going for a Cloyd type map thing, I think it's also pretty good. I think it's nice to have the Errol twist with a little bit more aim. Like you can tell it's not mapped by Cloyd, but I think you can definitely tell there's some inspirations on some of the patterning, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Praise Errol, man. Praise Errol.
Yeah, no, this is really good. I actually really enjoyed this pick. I'm not usually a precision enjoyer, but no, this is a ton of fun.
Man, I love Alice Jock and Magic. Like, they have great production. Also, speaking of the language thing, Heriquitus and /On has done that before with his Artcore tracks as well, like fictional language. There's also Reversus by Electrocutica, where they did the lyrics in Japanese, but they're backwards.
Ah.
Reverse sus. But yeah, I really like how the flow aim is constructed in this map, especially. It feels so natural for some reason.
Yeah, the map plays extremely well.
trick, which is not on. I'm 90% sure they are. Like, wasn't there an incident where one of them where he like logged into the wrong account on Twitter? Okay, whatever. Let's move on.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So let's move on to DT. Let's go take a look at DT1. How about this one, Huff?
All right.
Wow.
Coming at you, resident VTuber extraordinaire amateur joins the Corsace scene to deliver us the finest DT1 producible for this round, that is. So, star rating is going up because, you know, it's DT1. This is definitely higher than Nomad 1. This is like 7.37 stars. Don't worry, you guys can totally do this, no problem. This is really comfortable. It's also slower than, I believe, last round even. So, I mean, not really much to say. It's 248 BPM, 10.3 jumps. Like, if you can play DT1 10.3, you can play this one. It's really comfortable. Also, yeah, the song was from a popular rom-com. I think it was called Origairu. I think that's what the shortened name was. But, or was it Snaf? No, it was Snafu. I don't know. They're all twisting together in my head at this point. Anyways, you've seen this anime. You know you've seen it. Like,
no, I haven't.
The first season of it. Like, yeah, VTuber cover, by the way. So
it doesn't sound. I thought this was the original one. What the hell, bruh?
No, this is not the original Yukitoki. I think the original one was actually by Yanagi Nagi. I think, and I think it was from Snafu. And I don't know, man. Look, it's all twisting together.
Based.
Yeah, so, like, there's no surprises on this one. Like, 10.3 jumps, 248 BPM, clean.
I'm looking at the chat right now, and I'm like, damn, I'm glad Corsace doesn't have any sponsors right now.
I just stopped looking.
I'm in pain right now.
Yeah.
Relazy single-handedly preventing Corsace from getting any sponsors.
Oh my god, Twitch chat mode. I actually don't know what's going on. I don't have it open.
Good. Don't open it.
You know, whenever you say that to not do something, that's stoking curiosity. I kind of want to open it now.
Oh,
or at least view the chat replay once this is all over.
Jesus. Use your mod privileges, my dude. Sponsored by... my dude. Alright, well, not much to say about this map. I haven't been saying shit about the maps this entire showcase. I've been talking about the songs. Bruh.
I just need you to meme, Legless. Don't worry.
Is this what I've been relegated to?
Yes.
Damn it.
Yeah. All right. So next is an artist or rather a collab I would never expect to see in this slot. I honestly did not look at the DT map, so have fun with this one. What's this one about?
All right, so we are hitting you guys with Soul Vicious, Camellia versus Lapix. 230 BPM finger control DT. Yes, that is what we're hitting you with. This is a little bit of a callback to last year when we had a Lapix DT in the grand finals. So here they're like, oh yeah, well, we have lower BPM, so it's actually, you know, playable by more than 3 people this time. So, anyways, so it's by a new mapper, Loki Doki, new to tournament mapping in general. So he put this together for us. And yeah, 230 stamina and finger control. This kind of just assumes you can play 230 like it's nothing. So we're just kind of at that stage where if you're playing DT2, this is like the lowest you should be competent in. Stamina itself isn't too crazy, right? Like some of the streams aren't really spaced to enforce like perfect tapping, if that makes sense. But what it kind of makes up for is generalized strain from like lots of different length bursts. Like you've got like quads into doubles into the quints into sevens, and like it just kind of gets nuts, especially towards the end. But we're hitting this middle section where it's like things really just start to kick up, like, and just don't stop. So it's a bit lower BPM than we kind of wanted, but like I said, we had to do some swaps around. Especially with last week's DT2 was on the fast side, 237. This one's like 230, so it's on the low side. So,
man. Oh, the course.
Who did it better?
This guy knows the Corsace logo by memory. Holy.
Alright, come on. Mine was a lot better than that.
hey,
Corsace logo, any percent speedrun?
Look, Ro has been living and breathing Corsace, so you know, not too surprised to see that. But man, good on you, champ. Like, yeah. So if you can handle finger control, I think this will be really comfortable for you. Like, you shouldn't expect like, you know, shit miss on anything really in this. There's not really much aim. Just, you know, is your tapping on point? Make sure you don't finger lock, and make sure you're warmed up for the ending, especially. Like, that's when the longer streams definitely kick in, even though finger control's a little bit harder earlier. So.
Man, there's also the Rego rank map of this song, which is like the most understarred map in the game's existence.
I don't know about that one, dude. There's a lot of contenders for that.
True.
This is also pretty criminally understarred.
True.
6.45? No way.
Yeah, look, people always know something's up when the star reading is dropping on the speed picks, but like I said, this one's a lot heavier on the finger control compared to last week's. Last week's had some, just enough to like stop you if you couldn't play doubles at that BPM. This one, oh no, you gotta know what you're doing. It's 230 BPM though. This is slow. We did higher BPM for the Nomad 5 in round of 64. Like, come on, no problem.
If it's a DT pick and the artist is Camellia or Lapix, in this case it's fucking both, it's going to be understar by like one or so. Like at least.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen that way.
Yep.
Let's go even faster though. Let's clock in at how about some 270 DT, huh? Let's go for Beyond the Boundary by Panda Hero.
All right.
Daily Toho map.
Yes.
Toho Speed DT? No way, dude.
Yeah. So if you've been paying attention to World Cup maps, you've seen Panda Hero. If you haven't seen Panda Hero for that, like, and you love the Insanes, especially the DT, like, check out Panda Hero. Like, this is like probably this is definitely Panda Hero's like comfort. You know, doing Insanes with like some tapping requirements like this. So, anyways, thing you may have noticed, if you ever see the BPM being the same on the speed picks between rounds, you know something is up. Where 270 was last week's speed BPM, here's 270 again, except you know, you actually need to be able to play it. Like, I mean, yes, there were some checks for that last week, but they're not like this. This is like, all right, you're comfortable on 270, right? So, kind of what we have here. This some of the calmer parts don't really show that, but they are just kind of ticking away at your stamina on this. I'd say once you see some of the middle parts, you start seeing some of the more brutal patterns. But already you're seeing like 3 sets of consecutive triples compared to before. There's some in the choruses you have some really mean patterns like quint into triple into single into quint or something. So insane stuff.
Hey, diff name is wrong. It should be Phantasm.
Oh my god. Yeah. Also, some of the streams are a little longer than you'd expect. We don't stop at 9 in this one. There's some that there's definitely a 12 and there's definitely a 16. Should have some time to recover after it, but ooh, yeah, it's tough.
Man, this is kind of a long map too. 1.8k combo. That's a lot. Wait, what was the Loki Doki map sitting at?
I don't remember combo-wise. I just remember, you know, it's long.
Yeah. You kind of need that for these difficult maps, though.
I mean, right, like, well, especially when we don't go up on BPM, right? Like,
true.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to see how we have all, like, really long DT maps.
Yeah. Pool's generally short, so it just ended up that way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's some solid amount of finger control in that ending there. That was crazy.
Yeah, mainly between sliders. So if you struggle with sliders, you might struggle a little in the ending, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy compared to like DT2 anyway. But it looks like all right. Someone else want to introduce this DT4?
Sure.
I already hear the giggling.
Yeah, gladly. So DT4 last round was actually a very popular pick. I think one of the most popular picks, certainly the most popular DT pick for some reason. Let's go for about the same thing too. Let's go. Show it up. This is
going Western here.
Yeah. This is let's call this a modern Tide Machine. How about that?
Dude, what country is this song from again?
This is Danish rap.
Yeah, because
Wavewerf.
Wavewerf is Danish,
little,
right?
Yeah. Little known about little known that Wavewerf is like all about the hip hop. So we asked him, hey, so since you like hip hop, can you hit us with one? And he just pulled this out. So I don't know where else you'd see like Danish rap, but here in Corsace we got Danish rap. Here it's also like on an oldish style, like map style. So think Tiebreaker Machine. If you played that, you kind of know what's up in this one. Like you've got some flow aim. It's kind of dense, but there is definitely some aim control in this. It's not exactly pure flow aim. So
it's an all map.
Yeah, basically.
Last week's was like 170, which was more like a tech BPM, but this is like 150 something, which is definitely more alt.
Yeah, pretty much.
I said this every time DT4 was played for the matches I was casting in quarterfinals, but this is just one of those maps that like doesn't look that hard. Like it looks comfortable when you play it. It is comfortable, but the patterns are just set up in a way that you're just gonna miss, and you're not gonna know why. Like the amount of like very subtle aim control that's required to hit these is pretty crazy.
Question mark. That's you when you miss.
Yeah.
Basically, like. This map is kind of insane, and it's also on the dense side, so like actually dense, so watch out.
This is ARA plus DT, which none of the other DT maps actually are, so needed a fill of the old lower AR. Man, this is some good hit sounding too. Never thought hit sounding on a rap song would be so cool, but you know what? It is cool.
Dude, it's the coolest dude you ever knew.
It's a great question though. What is up with the Futurama bells in this?
Don't ask me. Ask the Danish rappers.
Look, I'm just saying, you stare at that background long enough, you're really gonna start asking some questions. So just have fun with that one.
That's a bit of a throwback, huh? Anyway, so you know what? Screw free mod. Let's get into free mod 1, but it's actually the tiebreaker, guys. It's a Falcom Sound Team tiebreaker. Here it is. Just kidding. It's free mod 1. Belief by Deca. This one is pretty cool. This one is kind of peculiar though. It's a little bit of a weird slot for that to be in.
Lots of 1-3 streams in this one as well.
Yeah, so, you can always count on Corsace to give you some whiplash with slots. This is, like, the complete opposite of what last round's free mod 1 was. This is your standard, like, fast aim, like, some stream sort of, kind of map. There's nothing too crazy on this one. 274 BPM, single tappable for most. Chains aren't too crazy generally. I guess some of the longer ones, though, we will see people alternating in. But you will have to handle your rhythm just a bit, just with some of the 1/3 streams. Even though they're not actually that fast, I think it's like 180-ish when you actually math it out. It is, or rather like 160, 170, maybe, I don't know. You will have to actually pay attention on those when they come up. But other than that, pretty standard. Like Azer said, basically your tiebreaker.
Yeah, so this is going to be pretty weird, I think, because first of all, you probably noticed this is AR 9.6. It's fairly high. Hidden doesn't really add much difficulty here, right? Like, so all of the hidden tiebreaker players are just gonna eat this up, right? Like, these are just free points, right? So in terms of free mod balancing, probably not the best for this. Like this is definitely much harder on Hard Rock. Like there is no question about it, right? So Hard Rock is just a little bit of a tank mod for this. Lots of aim required. It's kind of made up for in the next couple of free mod picks, but it's just something that I wanted to comment on because I'm sure it's kind of obvious, considering the fact that this does actually kind of play like a tiebreaker. This kind of does like exactly how you would it plays just how you'd expect the Falcom Sound Team song to play, just without a lot of like the awkward aim parts of it or like the crazy stream aim parts of it. It's just an aim map, right? But because of that, it does make it, I think, a lot easier with Hidden than it is with Hard Rock. So
I don't know, man. People tend to forget that on Scorby 2, Hard Rock gives 1.1 times, whereas HD gives, or Hidden gives 1.06. So Hard Rock gives more points if you can hack it. So, you know, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's just not a pick I don't think we're going to see any overmodding on, at least not more than one Hard Rock. I think it just makes the map so much harder.
Yeah. There probably will be multiple Hiddens for people who are more comfortable with that, like maybe like Zudi would do that.
Oh yeah.
Yep, but chillin'. Fast aim.
But it's song is not 5 minutes, so it's not tiebreaker mode. Feels bad, man.
This is like what? This is like just short of 4, I'd say.
352,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
There are so many games in the Trail series that I cannot understand which game each of these comes from. It's like there's so many games, dude. Help me.
I don't know. It's I think the original game is definitely Trails of something. 4, and so I don't know. Like that, the diff name's a parody of the game it's from. I'm sure.
The end of Vinxis, guys. No way. Vinxis is going to be over. Vinxis is going to die. Put your F in the chat for Vinxis. No Corsace logo slider. I'm disappointed.
Unbelievable, dude. All right, moving on from that. Let's get into the second free mod here. It's another Sound Voltec song. Let's get into a map by Low Accuracy SS Nebulous, and this is all of your 1/6 bursts, flow aim, linear aim thing. Like, it's this is kind of why I said, in my opinion, free mod 1 is just a lot Hidden favored. I would say this is completely the other way around. This is certainly Hard Rock favored for a lot of people. I think the AR is low enough, sitting at 9.2 for how like dense some of the rhythm changes are. I'm definitely seeing a lot of Hard Rock players on this.
Oh yeah, that's right. So compared to last week, it's like, okay, you know, there's some rhythm, but the flow aim difficulty really wasn't there. Not this week. No, this week the flow aim difficulty is there, and not only that, we have also stepped up the rhythm. So it is kind of like, you know, catch 22 as far as things go, right? Some of these, it's only 140 BPM, so the 1/6 only goes up to 210. Should be comfortable for a lot of players, but you will have to actually control it, since some of the 1/6 ends into 1/4 streams, and then you have to like maintain flow aim on top of that. And on Hidden, it's really dense. On Hard Rock, it's not as dense, but you know, your accuracy is counting a little bit more against you. But regardless, very scary. But the song's a banger, so who cares?
Itadora moment.
Check out some of these flow aim patterns near the ending here. A lot of rhythm changes just in the middle of aiming. Look at this. Like, this is gonna be pretty challenging, I think, to keep up with.
Sliders.
Yeah, you can definitely
even on no mod, honestly. It's just the AR is low enough for that to just be pretty challenging.
The amount of this is like actually having to do those rhythms on a guitar, bruh.
Yeah, we might actually see some low accuracy SSs in play. Thanks for that.
This is definitely a pretty low AC average map, I think.
Especially
fitting mapper for sure. All right, so I think if I'm not wrong, this is also something we moved around a little bit, or we were considering. If you liked Hard Rock 2 the previous week, which as a reminder was Haruka Kanata, here's a very similar song by the exact same mapper, except now it's free mod. This is Kimi ni Hana. It's very slow, but it's also, it kind of serves as a low AR precision pick. Some pretty spicy snap aim patterns in this as well. You'll see them when they come up. They're pretty obvious.
Is this Eroge?
Worth noting also, this is a HDHR replay, so just before we don't see those too often at this stage. Just to confirm that everyone saw that before they think this map is like CS 8.5 with Hard Rock or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is actually quite deceptive when it comes to, the speed, right? This is 180 BPM, but it really feels more like 90, if I'm gonna be honest. So it's just paced in a way that feels very slow, even if the BPM says otherwise. So, but awkward aim really kicks it up a notch. There's also just like some very interesting patterns. So AR is a little bit higher than 8 to kind of balance that out. So there's also a couple sliders that you have to watch for, extended sliders. Nothing too crazy otherwise.
Dude, that square is gonna kill a lot of sight reads.
Yes,
you can't tell which direction it goes.
The amount of replays I fucked up on the square, dude. It's that part is very peculiar. It stands out a lot. Also, because this replay is Hard Rock, you don't really get to see the low AR on this. It's 8.3. Some of these like snappy double patterns in the middle of those sections, really hard to aim properly, actually. So I would say this pick would probably also favor Hard Rock. I think for most players, not that it's not possible to play with hidden, but the AR increase completely outweighs the precision element, in my opinion. So yeah.
Really low combo map too. 563. That's pretty low.
It's very short. Yeah.
This is basically the modern map counterpart to the Hidden 3, which Hidden 3 was the like older style one. This one's definitely the more modern counterpart. So
true.
It's deceptively. This map is pretty deceptive. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yep.
All right, so it's tiebreaker time, huh? You want to say anything about tiebreaker?
Yeah. Oh wow, we never could have imagined this guy mapping the tiebreaker. Could have we? Yeah,
Captain 1. Definitely. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys thought we were gonna give you Captain 1? You guys had that around 64. Nice joke. No. We got it out for you We got it out for you guys this week. We're hitting you with the Mazarin tiebreaker. Val's number 666 Biomech. That is the most metal-sounding title I've read. Oh yeah, because it's really metal.
I can't believe it's a Mazarin tiebreaker and it's only in semis. What could be after this?
That's honestly just like if you see that, like you can just stick the finger up to the pullers, like, because you know they have it out for you. Anyways, this map has it all. 200 BPM. You've got lots of 1/3 streams that have just whack aim control. You've got actual like streams you need to aim, like 9 bursts and a couple longer ones that are like go up to like 32 notes, I believe. So some light stamina at 200. Some flow aims definitely required. Some just general aim because you have to hit jumps between these like 9 bursts that have aim requirement. There's a couple even cut streams in here, like on some of the 200 streams. And like the sliders, they're not too crazy, but I wouldn't say they're trivial either. Like this thing has it all.
Dude, there is actually so much 1-3 in this map. It's actually kind of unreal.
Yeah, no, it's no joke. Like there's your flow aim. Like
there is actually a lot of 1-3 and 1-6 in this map. I don't know why, but I feel like Corsace in general has a lot more 1-3 and 1-6 because of the fact that we can make custom maps. I don't know, I'm just used to tournaments where that's like not a norm at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, people aren't usually mapping interesting songs.
Oh, yeah, well. True.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of the more interesting ones. Completely different from last week. So, we can usually expect different rosters. So like early rounds, you kind of had the syndrome of, okay, yeah, you get your tiebreaker players, you get your aim consistency gods on. I think you might have to switch it up, especially starting from last week. So this continues that trend at least.
Master should have used the Yuzomi tiebreaker background.
No more of those. That is not a crossover that we need.
Oh man,
I need to know what album this song is from. Actually, it is pretty good.
Yeah, it is worth noting, by the way, this replay is not an FC. It is a slider break. So.
Well, what are those doubles? Wait, I didn't remember those. What? Jeez.
There are some doubles, I imagine.
It's kind of nice to see a replay from Tuna that isn't like some insane FD though. Like, wait, this guy can miss?
There's some humanity there.
Like, so just a fun fact about Tuna. I mean, everyone knows he's already so good, right? But we had a playtest session for the next week's pool, and there's a map in there that is like really hard, specifically to sight read. And everyone had like 100k, 150k. Tuna FC'd it.
On sight read?
On sight read.
Jeez.
It's not a sight readable map by any means. You'll see it next week. I'll tell you which one it is. It's completely fucked. Yeah, just some appreciation for a very good player.
I love him.
He is just insane.
Winner of Corsace closed, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, that was a slider break. Wow, that's tragic. Wait, he doesn't miss again. He one slider break this. He didn't even miss.
Ah, shit. I was wrong. He can't miss.
Oh my, he S-ranked this piece of crap, dude. That's pretty insane, dude.
Dude, I mean...
the format this week is the same, right?
Yeah. We're chilling.
Yeah, best of 3, best of 7
lot.
sets, yeah. We might be seeing this a lot, yeah. We did see the last tiebreaker a lot. I guess because it's only best of 7, so like tiebreaker is pretty common to play. And as we've seen, not calling anyone out in particular, but it's probably important to practice the TB considering how many times it's been played, so you don't get slow slidered. I don't think there's a slow slider in this one, but just I thought it was really fucking funny how many people missed on the slow slider.
You know what I like about this?
Yeah,
map?
like even in what, like we had 16 matches, I think, last round, and 8 of them went to TB. So yeah, this is just as much a part of the pool, way more so than a usual tournament format. So play the TB, guys.
By probability, that's actually quite likely to happen when you have more than one set, right? Especially with such a low best of.
Yeah.
Actually, something clever about this map is that it's so stamina intensive that playing it multiple times in a match would actually have an effect. Like,
well, the map is, I think, replaying itself now, so we are getting it multiple times. Actually, this is the multi-set experience. Make sure to simulate that. But yeah. I think that is anyway. So that is it for the semifinals pool showcase. Yeah. Good luck, guys. I don't have much else to say. Just like There's no life rafts in this pool, I'd say. Compared to last week. Last week is like, oh yeah, there was a lot of safeties and I saw people were definitely clinging to them. This week, yeah, no. Like, have some stuff that, you just expect to be safe from round to round. But those are definitely lowering in number. Any thoughts on this one, Azer, Legless?
Go for it.
Plenty of bangers. But like I said, a lot of 1-3 and 1-6. I find it really cool that there's all sorts of different rhythms being experimented with. Osu rhythm game, needs to live up to that.
Yeah, there's a lot more, I think, rhythm game selection in this poll in particular. I think that's kind of bound to happen as we go later on. It gets harder to choose songs that aren't from those things, right? So especially for specific slots are kind of just going to be a given that they're from a rhythm game. So Nomad 3, for example, always. But yeah, pretty. I still think this is a pretty accessible pool. I would say this is the last round we expect any FCs on, like as a regular thing. Yeah, that about wraps it up for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, sounds about good.
Yep.
Orchestral epic, by the way. Epic orchestral. I can't get over that.
my
It's a pretty good addition, yeah.